Hello guys, I hope you're doing well today. I'm coming at you to read the next excerpt in my first novel, Black and White Odyssey of Eden, in a series. Let's go ahead and do this. With unrelenting force of will he attempted to stand, arms buckling as they pressed upon the ground, every inch upward endlessly painful. He hollered in agony as he barely managed to prop himself up upon his thigh, midway through his journey to bring himself to her eye level. He gazed into her eyes, peering deep into her soul. They were large, bigger than almost any other person he had ever met, or at least that he remembered. The torus screeched as its spin stopped and it shattered. The dust began to once more pour upon the area. She stood there, but despite this most astounding occurrence of what must have been his instantaneous movement to be right before her, she did not seem to be surprised, but joyous. He gazed deeply, lovingly into her eyes, mind whirling in such unbearable agony that his being perplexed at her reaction fell to the wayside. A smile slowly managed to fissure across the remaining skin of his face. "Don't give up on us," she said, allowing a defiant smile to shine through the destruction. "My whole life I didn't know if I was a fool, but you are here. I know who you are." Though the scientist knew this would be the end, her words sang like an angel's voice in his ears. He had never heard such a beautiful melody before. Hundreds of thousands of years, never had anyone said anything different. Never did they see him. Now, for the very first time. "If this is to be where we die, I am blessed knowing that you wouldn't let us die alone." His eyes, which were slowly closing to the embrace of the melody of her voice, gradually opened wide. His mind raced, charged with newfound conviction, surprise, confusion, anger, frustration. What? He thought to himself. What? There was one more word she wanted to say there, but didn't, I think. Her eyes remained trained upon him, unwavering, relieved. Though she was undoubtedly in tremendous physical pain as she stared upon his collapsing frame, somehow she felt like nothing else mattered. In a hurried, voluminous tone, he asked, "What is your name?" He pleaded with her between the lines of this one question, for his discovery left him even more alone and perplexed than the countless thousands of years he had left behind him. Yet somehow he was energized. Catherine Hansen. The scientist turned his head up towards the sky, spread his arms out in fury, grabbing the remaining cylinder in his belt, and let out a thunderous roar at the top of his lungs. Catherine stammered, but her eyes remained dedicated to him. His arms fell to his sides, and his head turned towards the ground. He remembered. Inspire her. Give her hope. Any glimmer of hope. Don't let this feeble candlelight go out. Protect it. Cradle it. With every last piece of emotional vigor he had left to spare, he looked her in the eyes, battling back the tears. He knew he could not show her weakness. He could not show her defeat. Voice wavering, eyes bloodshot in utter sadness. "I would never leave you alone, Catherine." Swallowing back the lump in his throat, choking him in his sorrow. He placed the remaining cylinder in her hand and said, "Escape, Catherine. You are charged with my will. Save them. You are the last hope." He then clicked a button on the cylinder, and she was consumed in a gray oval, her body turning to a silhouette, and then she was gone. Alright guys, that's this section. I will come at you with the next one later. Love y'all. Peace.